Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Christine, I'm evolutionary astrologer, and today I want to talk about the February 17 eclipse. On February 17, we are going to have the first eclipse in 2026. This eclipse is happening at the sign of Aquarius at 28 degrees. It's a solar eclipse, meaning that the sun and the moon are conjuncting or meeting each other at the same degree, which is 28 at the sign of Aquarius. Now, depending on where is the sign of Aquarius in your chart, everybody has Aquarius in their chart, as so you have every single sign in your chart. And this is the area in your life that will be impacted by this eclipse on February 17. The February 17 eclipse is about finishing and finalizing because it's 28 degrees, which means we are done with a chapter in our life, in phase that no longer serve you, something that you need to change. And it's also a new beginning because it's a solar eclipse. And when we have a solar eclipse, which like a new moon, we are starting a new cycle, something new. Aquarius energy is a very volatile, high charged energy which could impact our nervous system. So we really need to take good care of ourselves during this time. If you have Aquarius in your 10th house in your natal chart, this means that this coming eclipse will impact your profession, your status, your reputation, your work, the career, whatever you do as a profession base. Now, what does it mean by impacting? So if you are having a profession or a career that no longer serve you, this eclipse is going to come and tell you, you really need to make a change here. You have Aquarius in your 10th house. This coming eclipse will impact your career, your profession, your status. Something that has to do with how you achieve yourself in the world. There would be, if needed, a change that will push you because something there needs to finish and a new phase needs to begin. Depending on where is Aquarius in your chart, this is the area that this eclipse will make a change or impact your area in your life. Now, this is something that is not happening to you. This is something that is coming out of your internal being. Whatever changes Uranus have been making in your life in the last 8 years, because Uranus is the ruler planet of this eclipse. Uranus is the ruler planet of Aquarius. So Uranus have been in Taurus for the last 8 years since 2019. Taurus is our safety. Taurus is our feeling of self-worth. Where in our life do we need to feel safe? That has to do with our own financial stability. Because Uranus has been there for the 8 years, it has done a lot of changes in our financial system, in our own personal financial system and security matters. Look back at 8 years back and see where you were and where you are today and see how many changes Uranus have made in your life. Now, Uranus is leaving Taurus at the end of April, at April 26th. Right now is moving direct, which means it's finalizing the last change that it needs to make in order for you to close this chapter and start something completely new in 2026. As I said, Uranus in Taurus is linked to your survival. How are you maintaining yourself? How are you establishing the main financial needs that you need to survive in this world? If you have been clinging to any choice out of fear, this coming February 17 eclipse will give you a nudge. It will say, you no longer need this. You no longer need anything that doesn't serve you and serve your higher self. And now you need to make the change, and it will help you make that change. If you have been clinging to a relationship, if you've got Aquarius in your 7th house, this relationship with this eclipse will reveal to you how much you've been clinging or attached to something that no longer serve you, and it will give you the nudge to make decisions that you no longer need anything that does not serve your life. It's time to culminate those changes and finish with them. So let's talk about the aspects that this coming February 17 eclipse is making in the chart. The eclipse is squaring Uranus, which is the ruler of this eclipse. And that means that it's pushing us. Squaring is uncomfortable energy. It's a conflict. It's a tension. Something is being pushed. Whatever you have been avoiding the last 8 years, the decision that you didn't really want to make, this time, this square is coming to you to reveal some facts that maybe you didn't want to see. Maybe you were just ignoring it. Maybe you were telling yourself, like, I'm good. I don't need any change. I'll survive. I'll adapt. That's no longer gonna happen, because right now this eclipse is coming as a wake-up call for us to tell us what area in your life. We know that Saturn will be at 0 point meeting Neptune on February 20th. And that's a big aspect that we're all waiting for. Saturn is the reality check. Saturn is the structure. Neptune is the dreams. And both of them are saying, Neptune is saying, stop dreaming, this in Aries, and Saturn is saying, let's start building. So to put it all together, whatever you have been clinging on the last 8 years out of survival mode will no longer serve you. And now you need to see the facts and make decisions based on what will serve you next. How will I maintain myself and feel safe in the coming phase in my life? To bridge the gap of this quincunx, you will need to look at the tangible resources in a practical way, because now we're talking resources, self-worth, feeling safe. Uranus is still in Taurus. What is the change that I need to make to feel financially safe? Those are the questions that will come up in this next eclipse. What are the necessary factors that are driving this change? Is it the right time to do this change? What is the right actions I need to take? What is my plan? And how does it fit relative to how I relate to others, how I'm being perceived by others, and how others are impacting my life? Do you need to break this change, or you need to take it all at once, or you need to have many steps? Do you need to have it in several phases, or it's one time step? You might want to look at yourself and how you are being conditioned in this world by certain financial societal behaviors. So the patterns that have been controlling you will no longer serve you. And now you need to face the fact that whatever you want it to be and how you want it to relate to your safety structure will now need to be reviewed, established, created, and revived instead of survived. Solar eclipse will also sextile Chiron in Aries. Chiron is our wounds, our core wounds in our life. So the shock of the eclipse will bring some healing. The core wound that you have been carrying for the last 8 years, because Chiron happens to be in Aries since 2019 as well. Is that a coincidence? Well, Chiron and Aries have brought up a lot of wounds that needed to be healed. One of the main ones that needed to be healed is our core identity. How do we express ourselves and relate to the world? So Chiron is the wound of being, the wound of the fear of taking space, the wound of showing up as you always want it to be, and the wound of actualizing yourself with letting go of all the pain that you have been through because you were not able to express yourself the way you wanted in this life. So to start from the beginning, you need to heal this self-identity. You need to actualize yourself. You need to validate yourself and your needs. In your chart, in your birth chart, where is Aries and where is Aquarius? Because those two placements will speak a lot about how you have been and the changes that you need to make in this coming eclipse on February 17th. So this eclipse is coming to heal the Aries wounds, the Chiron in Aries wounds. Venus will also conjunct the North Node in Pisces during this eclipse. Now, this will soften a little bit the harshness of this eclipse, reminding you to follow your intuition and to listen to your heart and to lead with your heart. The path is currently linked to your intuition and your compassion, because Pisces is compassion and intuition. Venus is exalted in Pisces, which means it's at its best. It's the best Venus it can actually be in Pisces. While this eclipse is actually squaring Uranus, which can feel shocking, electrified, and stressful, Venus in Pisces is going to come and act as a safety net. It reminds us that even the external world might be too harsh, but we're going to have this safety and compassion and self-care right deep inside ourselves. How can we express our creativity and our compassion during this eclipse with the help of Venus? It's through three things. The first thing is creative expression. Through painting, through music, through journaling, whatever you feel that actualizing yourself feels compassionate and self-care, Venus will help you during this eclipse. The second thing is spiritual practice. So praying, meditation, anything that you do to connect with the universe will help you during this time and will increase the source of your intuition and your compassion to yourself. The third one is compassion. So being extra care with ourselves, take good care of yourself during this eclipse. Venus wants you to forgive the past. Venus wants you to forgive yourself. Venus wants you to start a new 2026 with a brand new identity, someone that no longer carry the old baggages from the past. Jupiter in Cancer will be trining Mercury during this eclipse. Only planet right now that is retrograde. Every other single planet is actually moving forward. So with this trine, it's actually a supportive energy. Jupiter in Cancer is very nurturing. Jupiter in Cancer is the best Jupiter it can be. So it's a coincidence that we have the two benefic, Venus and Jupiter, at their best during this eclipse. It's giving us the support and the compassion and the intuition that we need. With Mercury, it's the communication. So it means that during this eclipse, you could have very softening, very healing, very compassionate conversations, whether with yourself or with your partner or with your best friend or with anybody that feels that they get you, they understand you, they know exactly who you are, who you want to be, and how you're expressing yourself. You are being heard, you are being seen during those conversations. So you might take this opportunity to talk your feeling, to feel your feeling, and to share the stories, compassionate stories, with others during this eclipse. I want to conclude this video by saying that the world is moving fast around us. And during this time, during all this chaotic energy that we are experiencing, we need to take care of ourselves and we need to look deep inside us, because this is the answer. This is where you're going to find whatever you're looking for. So growth comes from inward, looking inside us. Integrate your gut feeling with your logic, because both of them is going to show you the way of what's next. This eclipse is about finding the sense of a home inside us, within your own self. Thank you for listening, and see you soon.